Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Well, since you're already here, both of you watching, I've decided that I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I've also decided that that YouTube channel will be spent talking about things that I like. And I like Star Wars. So let's begin with a little background. For those of you who haven't heard about Star Wars, you are fucking idiots. It's the biggest name in all of entertainment, bar none. In 77, George Lucas dropped an absolute banger on the science fiction community and probably changed how we view science fiction films forever. Obviously, the follow up, the fuck is episode 5 called? Empire Strikes Back. I'm so obviously the follow-up Empire Strikes Back is the pinnacle of Star Wars films. Not only is it a great movie just by itself, the absolute top tier in science fiction in my personal opinion, but it is the defining Star Wars movie. I don't have to tell you why. There are loads of other YouTube videos that talk about why. You can look those up. I'm not going to go into it. Finished out with a bit of a okay, that was cool with Return of the Jedi, what have you. Not my favorite, my girlfriend's favorite. That's her personal thing, but I think all three of those were pretty cool, pretty revolutionary for the time. Now, if you are like me and a 20 something in 2021, then that means your first exposure to Star Wars was likely through episode 1 and midichlorians. So, my experience with Star Wars growing up was the first episode that I ever saw was episode 1, and I thought that it was an absolute masterpiece. It was the defining piece of cinema for my childhood. I loved the pod racing scene. The Jedi fights were cool. Darth Maul, obviously the best villain in all of Star Wars history. Don't at me. And I think that that was just a really cool bar to set it at. Obviously, I would grow older, and like most of you, I imagine, would probably think that it's like, okay, I can never fully hate it. It's the Star Wars I grew up with, but it's not great. Episode 2, trash. Not going to spend any time talking about it on this video. Trash. Episode 3, banger. I don't care what you say. Banger. All of the lightsaber fights, banging. Mace Windu, banging. Unlimited power! Banging. All of it. Every last bit of it. If you hate on episode 3, you are a hater. I don't want to hear about it. Banger. Moving on. So now, we take a break. The prequels are done. We have what was once a near perfect trilogy of films that has become a very okay six-piece, a sextuplet 6. And they were all together okay. And then you have the Clone Wars, which I didn't watch, so I'm not going to talk about. But then you have episode 7, which I did watch. And I wish I could talk about it, but I cannot remember any of it. And I'm not going to watch it again just for the sake of this video. As you can tell by the title, I'm retired from Star Wars, so anything post episode 3 I'm probably not going to be interested in. Anything post episode 6, still questionable. Like 4, 5, and 6, great. Anything after that, questionable. But that being said, I don't remember anything about episode 7 except for Han Solo dying, which I hated because that's my favorite character, but I guess Harrison Ford just wasn't feeling like being in it anymore, and what an absolute just miracle of foresight that he had not to be involved in the dog shit that Disney has been pumping out ever since. It has been god-awful. Terrible, in my opinion. And I actually watched them, and I don't remember anything about them. That's how terrible they were. I deleted them from my brain immediately. I couldn't waste the space on them. That is how much I didn't like them. Except for Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was cool. No lie. I kind of liked how they did the little prequel to episode 4, jumping right in. But other than that, 7, 8, and did they even make 9? If they did, I didn't watch it, and I don't care, and I'm not going to. So, that pretty much catches us up to right now. And unless you have been living under a rock or you just don't really do the social media thing, that's fine. But other than that, I know for a fact that you've heard of The Mandalorian. I know you've seen the Baby Yoda memes. I know that if you haven't watched The Mandalorian like me, your friends are all begging you to do it, especially if you like Star Wars already. Your friends are begging you to watch it. And I have to say, I refuse. I will not watch The Mandalorian. And here's why. So, we are living in the age of remakes and rehashes. That's not a hot take. It's not controversial to say that anymore. It just is what it is. Some of them, like It 2017, are very good. Some of them, like Tron, are just plain forgettable, and you only remember the original because at least it was kind of cool for its time. And then you have ones like the new Star Wars movies, which just shit all over everything that people love about Star Wars. And that's fine because they've traded hands so many times. The original producers aren't involved anymore. You couldn't expect it to stay perfect forever. It's like if you ever seen The Founder, that movie about McDonald's, you can only control something when you're in it, when you have intimate contact with this product, this idea, all the time. You have to be involved in every step to make sure that the vision stays clear. And this property has traded hands so many times, you couldn't expect it to stay perfect forever. And that's okay. Really, you couldn't expect the central story, the central arc, I guess, that follows or loosely follows the Skywalker and Friends sort of band was going to grow boring eventually. You know, how long can you stretch this out? But that being said, I feel like this time of remakes and rehashes and redos and reboots has forced us as fans into a position where now we have to take some agency ourselves and decide, okay, I'm just not interested anymore. And that's where I'm at. I don't hate Star Wars, and as much as I've been dogging on the new ones, you know, I don't hate anybody who likes the new ones. If that's your thing and you think that they're cool, I think that that's great. This is not to hate on anyone. I just don't like them. So, like, why would I continue to watch them? And that's really what this episode is about. I'm not going to watch The Mandalorian because I'm not interested anymore. I'm sure that it's great. I'm sure all the great things that people are saying about it are 100% true. And if you're a fan, there you go. Mandalorian fan. I'm really proud of you. But I'm not going to watch it. I'm really not. I just have no interest in it anymore. I've decided. I've taken some agency and I've made the decision that episodes 1, 2, and 3 are something that I may watch sometimes, but really I just choose to watch the ones that I love. And, you know, again, it's not taking anything away if you like the new ones, but we're being backed into a corner by Hollywood. They so rarely these days, it seems, just offer creators the agency to like make new things, new properties, not attached to anything we're already subconsciously conditioned to love. And I'm not going to feed into it anymore. I'm just going to watch the ones that I like. That is going to be the universe in which I choose to exist. The perfect trilogy of movies that came out 40, 50, 40-ish years ago. Those are the movies. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I just decided that it's time that I'm not going to watch them anymore. So if you watch this video, I know both of you are probably thinking that was a crazy hot take, but leave a comment. Just let me know what you think. Thanks.